Hi, and welcome to my channel, or if you're a returning subscriber, hi again! It's so nice to see you back here for another video. My name's Tess Lark, and today I'm going to show you how you can use epoxy resin, silk flowers, and fairy lights to make your own epoxy nightlight. As always, all of the materials that I use for this project will be linked in the description below, so if you're curious about the resin I'm using, about the flowers, about the mold, all of that info will be there for you, and let's hop into today's project. To save us a little time in this video, I started by pre-mixing 200 milliliters of clear resin, so equal parts resin and hardener, mix that together really well, and I'm going to take a little bit of that clear resin and section it off so we can start by making our snake. So I put a bit of my clear resin in a 1 ounce measuring container, and to that I'm going to add some pigment powder by Arteza. And I'm using this pretty gold color because I want my snake to be gold, but this is your project, so you can make whatever color snake that you would like. You could also use whatever flower combinations you want or put other findings in your project. You can really make this piece your own. Once I have my pigment thoroughly incorporated, I'm going to carefully pour that into my snake mold. And I'm not going to fill this up all the way because I don't want it to overfill or overflow, and that can happen really easily with this mold. So instead, for the tail, I'm just going to use my popsicle stick to carefully pull that resin down to the bottom of the mold. And really quickly, if you are finding this tutorial helpful or you're just enjoying it, please don't forget to give it a like. It not only helps out my channel a whole lot, but it also lets me know that I'm making content that you guys want to see from me. I added black alcohol ink by Pinata Colors to the remainder of my clear resin, and I am working actually on a couple projects with this batch of resin, so you probably want to start with like closer to 100, 150 milliliters if you're just doing this project. So as you can see here in the larger mold, that's where I made my Halloween diorama. So I'm taking my heat gun and I'm going to use that to pop any air bubbles and then cover these pieces and let them cure completely. Once they're completely set up, I'm going to go ahead and demold my snake. And isn't it cute? I absolutely love this mold. I actually use it for some resin jewelry too, like earrings. And then my next step is going to be to separate some of these flowers and flower clusters from the larger arrangements. And I will leave some options for silk flowers in the description down below, but I did go to a local art store here in town just so I could see what they had on hand. It was the fall, so I was drawn to these kind of red tones, and I thought that the blues would give a nice pop, especially with the gold snake. But when you're looking for flowers, it's important that you remember that you're looking for really small pieces, so it could be nice to shop in person because you can keep the size of your mold in mind. And as you can see here, I went ahead and I set up the crutches on the outside of my mold before I pour a bigger volume of resin. Next, using some hot glue, I'm going to anchor down my foliage and my flowers. I like to start with greens in the background just to have a little bit of that pop of green. I really think that that makes a floral piece look much more natural and organic. So starting with my greens and then adding some of my flowers, again using that hot glue just to anchor everything down so things don't float and change positions once I pour the resin. On a little side note, I recently started a podcast with one of my best friends where we discuss popular books. We're both really into the romantasy genre as well as fantasy, a little bit of horror, some classics, some romance, honestly, a little bit of everything. If that is something that you would be interested in, our podcast is called Basically Bookish Pod, and I will link an episode in the description as well. We just did our 2025 reading wrap up, and I'd love to have some of you guys over there. I'm sure some of you crafty people are also readers, so if you are and that sounds interesting, I hope you'll check it out. I'd also love to know what crafts you guys are currently working on. It is December, the end of December here. It's kind of that liminal space between Christmas and the New Year's, and I'm feeling super crafty. I don't really want to go out and socialize much this time of year. I've got a few different projects lined up that I'm really excited to share with you guys, but I always love hearing from you. Let me know what you're working on and what you'd like to see from me in the new year. Okay, back to our project. So I'm just going to continue to place my flowers, kind of alternating the colors and also making sure that I'm getting rid of all of those little strings that can get left behind because of the hot glue. I want to make sure that none of that's in my final project. And after I'm happy with how the flowers look, I'm going to start placing my fairy lights. I got these fairy lights off of Amazon. I think I had a pack of 6, and I don't know if you watch my channel regularly, but as you can see, I've been kind of obsessed with making these little light up resin dioramas. I promise I'll move on to the next technique soon. This will be my last diorama like this for a while, but I really think that it's just a really lovely, cozy, finished product, so I've been making them a lot for the fall and winter. My next step is going to be to mix up another large batch of clear resin, and I'm using the two-part epoxy resin from Let's Resin. And again, I am working on two projects at once, so I'm going to be mixing up 400 milliliters. You could probably get away with mixing about 200 milliliters depending on how full you want your mold to be. Resiners was nice enough to send me one of their mixing machines and a bubble removing machine, so I'm using them both for this project because one, I'm mixing up a large batch of resin, and two, I want to minimize the bubbles because I know that I'm pouring these into projects that have a lot of stuff going on in them and a lot of opportunities for bubbles, so I want to minimize them from the start, and I really do like how this vacuum machine works and the mixer. They're definitely luxury items. Hi, resiners, thank you so much. Definitely not necessary, but if you have a little bit of money to spend, they're great products. After I've got my resin mixed, I'm going to once again pour that into this piece. And I'm going to pour this actually in one more layer because I want a little bit of distance between the layer of flowers and the snake. After my first layer of resin set up, I used a little bit more hot glue to place my snake in the center of my piece. But again, you can place your snake or whatever you're making wherever you want. Make this project your own. And I'm really happy with it so far. Our last step is going to be to pour one more layer of clear resin. And I decided not to fill my mold completely, but to make sure that everything was submerged, and I was happy with how thick that top layer was. After I've poured this last layer of resin, I'll once again kind of baby it, hit it with my heat gun, and pop any air bubbles that come up to the surface. And then I'll cover it one more time, let it cure completely, and we will pull it out of the mold. Alright, so I went ahead and I let my piece set up fully. It's nice and solid, fully cured. So let's go ahead and pull it out of the mold and see how it turned out. First, I'm just going to get that little box off, and then I'm just going to work my way around the sides to start loosening it up. Oh, I really love this one, you guys. There's just a few air bubbles, but it's really, really minimal. The resin turned out super clear and the flowers look great. I love the colors and the little snake in there. It's definitely giving kind of spooky goth vibes that I am totally here for. I'll also make sure to get some shots of this one in the natural light so you guys can see it a little bit better, but I cannot wait to hear what you think of this project in the comments down below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending part of your day with me, especially if you made it all the way to the end of this video. And if you did make it all the way to the end, leave me some sort of food themed comment or emoji just to confuse anybody who hasn't made it this far. I love the food related comments that you guys leave on some of my tutorials. I think I had somebody recently say that this was a great resin eating tutorial and it made me chuckle out loud. So please leave me a comment, let me know you made it. And I really hope that this video inspires you to make something of your own today. And I'll see you in the next one.